the study of the self presence. We all right? Everyone all right? Great. Everyone okay? Everyone can hear? Great. It's like Gurdjieff said, it's how to move from being a robot to a human being. And like I said, the only way to do it is to have all nine virtues activated. So people who study the Enneagram have to work with all 9 energies. So it's good not to think I'm this and I'm that. You kind of recognize, you can emphasize where you're with them. You have to know all 9 energies, and when you're finding out the type, all you're doing is recognizing the eyes which is looking at the other 8 types. And it's just a lot easier to see the other 8 types, as we all know, than to see the one that's looking. So it's easier to see faults in others than the faults we have in ourselves. It's easier to see virtue in others than it is to see the virtue in ourselves. Yeah, that's the essence of what having a spiritual guide means. It's very easy to see the good qualities in them. And those good qualities that you see are your good qualities, but it's so hard to acknowledge that they're inside you. It's just very easy to see it outside. It's very easy to see faults in others outside of ourselves than to acknowledge the faults we have in here. I mean, that's completely different than having self-pity, in which I'm rubbish, I'm bad. That's not seeing faults at all. That is the fault. And in which you're absorbed in the fault so much that you can't see anything else other than be that fault. Yeah, so it's, again, so the people who study it would dance it. They would dance the energy. You have to, so which we, how we do when we're dancing, to say like the 8 different rhythms that we do. It's like, and seeing where it's hard for some people. Like some people, like I know someone who's the one energy, and he just hates the start of the water element. He can't handle it. He finds it really boring and hard to start flowing the body. Yeah, find it really hard. And then there's like the passive types, really struggle with being aggressive, with the hard beat, the kind of rat energy. It's like fiery, assertive energy. It's like they really kind of struggle. So you can see even through the dance where your energies struggle, but you don't have to do anything. But if you want to understand other human beings, this is the point, if you want to develop compassion, empathy, then you have to know what those energies are. This is the point of studying it, right? So you know what those energies are and you can develop empathy. But Gurdjieff said, unless you've got all 9 going, you're not going to be a full human being. He said that's when you start the journey to the soul. So he said, like the soul, Gurdjieff would put it that you don't have a soul. That's what he said. Yeah, that's the way he would say, you don't have a soul yet, you have to create it. So we can understand that you can't say from a block of marble is Michelangelo's David. It's David, is it? His statue? Yep. You can't say that from one point of view, it's there already. From one point of view, you can say he's unveiling David. But from another point of view, it's pretty easy to understand he's creating it. So this is Gurdjieff's point of view. It's like you don't have a soul. You're a robot. You just can't think for yourself. Yeah. And so in order to become this human being, you need to be in your body, in your heart, and in your mind. And you need like all three together. Yeah. This is the point of studying all three. Body consciousness, heart consciousness, mental consciousness. And it's knowing how to tap into all of them. Say one is the kind of way we're going to look at things. Like if you're a head person, you're going to kind of look at the body and be in it, but kind of guided through your head. Yeah. He says like you can't help but interpret really deep down how you perceive in life. It just goes through that filter of the mental consciousness. And the body type, they can't help it. They just can't help go through their gut. And they feel things. They can think, they can be smart, but the main thing is it's in the gut. Yeah, it's still it's the core. Yes, it's very important. Understand like the numbers on the Enneagram is ancient. Yeah, 2nd century. The numbers and the types were added like 50 years ago. Yeah, so it's like for people go, I'm a type 2. So it's like it was never, as far as I'm aware, really taught like that. You're learning the different energies, and we have all the energies, and we have to understand them. Yeah, so it's very, again, emphasize that point again and again. All the Enneagram teachers that I've heard emphasize that point again and again and again. All the energies, we have to know them and the interplay between them within ourselves. Yeah. So when we started this kind of looking at delusions and really looking at it from the point of view of what our virtues are and how we're deluded or how we miss the mark. That's another way of saying it. The original word for sin, it's like this Greek word. It's like hermetic or something, or something. And it just literally means to miss the mark. So that's what sin originally meant. It means when you're off course from your soul, you're missing the moment, you're missing reality. This is what it meant. So there's that kind of 9 core ways in which we miss the mark, and there's 9 core ways in which we rest in presence. And when we're in presence,